And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 7th installment of the House Talks podcast. Today we got a little bit of a Q&A. We asked our listeners to ask us questions, and we have 5, and we're here to answer them today. I'm the only one that's seen them. We haven't shown these 2 yet. So we're going to go over 5 questions that you have for the House Talks podcast, and we're just going to get right into it. I don't know if you've noticed, but in these episodes, we say that the House Talks podcast is powered by the Supplement House, which is the business that Jazz and Karin own. So the first question actually coincides with that, and it's, why did you get into supplements as a business? Any business you could have started, why was it supplement?
I mean, I feel like we've all worked out, I guess, right? Most of our life, or try to work out, try to get in shape. We all taken supplements and something when like it's a part of your lifestyle. It's just like, why not? You know, like what other business could we both have started? We were both in real estate, and this is like something like we actually had a passion for. You actually take supplements on a regular basis. All of our friends take supplements on a regular basis, and like the people you meet and through like supplements and health is like people that we have similarities with. So I know it's very niche business, but it was like something like, oh, it'd be cool to do something I've always wanted to do.
Well, first, shout out Arvin. He's
Arvin,
the other owner here.
He's a shy guy.
He'll be on the pod soon. Maybe we'll get him next
Just
week.
gonna fucking drag him in here and be like, bro, talk.
No, why did we start supplements? Well, honestly, it was to begin. It was really Jazz that kind of kept it going. He was actually going to start it with Arvin, and they're the ones that gave me a call to bring me on, which I'm very grateful for. But
we were gonna use him for his information first, but we're just giving me supplements knowledge, right? Because he worked there. I was, you know what? Just fucking bring him on. He actually knows way more than well of us. No, we don't know shit, right? We take protein, creatine, bro. That's about it. Since he worked there, I was like, why not? It's a good idea.
Yeah. So when they brought me on, why did I say yeah, and like what did I want to do? Well, first, I guess, yeah, like Jazz mentioned, you know, we already have careers in real estate as well. Kind of put it on the back burner for this past year or so. Honestly, for me, it was familiar territory. Like Jazz mentioned, I worked at a supplement store when I was in university, and I loved it. And I'm really into business too, to be honest with you. Like, that's all I really read about, watch, you know, all these different type of things. And instead of, you know, mental masturbating over it all the time, this is a great opportunity, I thought at the time, for me to jump in and try to see what we could make out of it, to be completely honest with you, right? Apply the knowledge that I've learned, that I know Jazz and Arvin have their own knowledge as well. Like, you know, that's why they were really good at what they did as well in real estate. And we just kind of came together. To be honest with you, at the beginning, it was just a passion project. Like, we didn't really think we would be able to grow to the level that obviously we're not where we want to be. But to answer your question, it was just because honestly, supplements are cool. Like, we do this, and when you're passionate about something, it's really easy to get behind it, man. Right? Like, the people, the supplements, the things that we sell, the service we provide, it was just a golden opportunity, to be honest with you.
Has there ever been an issue where working with supplements and working in that industry no longer has been fun for you guys? Obviously, there's trials and tribulations and things happen, but has there ever been a point where you're like, oh, no, like, this isn't it, wrong industry?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe the slow days, because we're still new, just trying to get a brand out there, just when it's slow. It's not like, oh, fuck, it's not for us. It's like, how do we make this for us? How do we make more people through the door? It's been pretty fun working with Karin and Arvin. Like, we've been friends for a long time now. It's good making fun of each other, keep like the mood light all the time, right? If it's slow, it's blame Karin. Like, Karin, what the fuck's your problem, man? You fucking ruined the day. You know what I mean? No, just blame each other type thing. But no, I wouldn't say it's bored or like wrong at all.
No, I would say there was a time, I will say, before I left, like, I was, Connor, when we worked together, I was really sick and tired of it, to be honest with you. But different, the lens I was looking at, it was completely different because I was an employee, not an owner. So the ideas that I had to go up the chain of command in order to get done from time to time. You know what I mean? Whereas here, it's like, we're not a national brand. There's no head office that we got to go through in order to do things. We want to do something. We want to give back to our customers. We don't, have to wait like for a week to reply or to speak to the right person. We just do it. And I think that's been a part of our success as well. But honestly, I'm having a lot more fun with it now. Like, we have some pretty exciting things coming up, and we're just going to keep chipping away, to be completely honest with you. Like, we just really believe in it. So we're just going to keep going.
Yeah, building out what Karin said, even like how he's saying you have to go up the chain there for his old job. But for us, well, even with our employees, we told them, if you have any questions, ideas, let us know right away. We're all open to ideas, and then if it's not, we'll be like, probably just be like, no, Simple as that. But if it works, we'll take it a go.
Quick shout out to our team, and even when we're not there, that they take care of everything, and they're super dope. So shout out to the TSH team.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the benefits of having a small business is you're so much more closely connected to the employees and have a much more open stream of dialogue. Think of a corporation with 10 businesses and there's 6 different levels of seniority, and it's like somebody at the bottom, the chances that their message gets through 100% to the top is very rare. And when you guys have that open line for your employees who see the clients, everybody else on a daily basis, like that's pretty great.
Yeah, and that's a big problem that I know a lot of companies face when they get larger and larger they get less and less personable with the customer. What happens? They have a high turnover rate in their stores with their employees. They're treating everyone like a number, right? They're more focused on what they gotta sell, as opposed to what the customer actually needs. And customers come in like, oh, where's Bob? He was just working here. Oh, he actually left. And you got to ask yourself, if you're a consumer, why are they leaving? Are they being treated the right way? Right? Are they loving this industry? Because if they're just working there to just collect a paycheck, the chances of them actually giving a shit about you are slim to none, to be completely honest with you. That's why I stuck around when I was there for the 4 years I was in university, because honestly, I really, really enjoyed it and really loved it. Like, could have gotten like a higher paying job, like maybe year 3 or 4, 100%, but I decided not to. And honestly, our main thing is to retain our employees for as long as we possibly can, because they have their own clientele too, right? And that stuff's important.
All right, getting into question number 2. We've answered this in the first episode of the podcast, but for anybody who hasn't listened, quick little reminder. Why did you guys start a podcast? Why did we start a podcast?
Let you answer that. How about you? You're the only reason why this is all happening too.
Legit.
So why did you originally start podcasting before?
I think the reason why I originally started podcasting was it was unintentional. I wanted to make quick, like 10-minute videos, quick 10, 15, 20-minute videos, and didn't have the computer processing ability to do video. I could only do audio. Like, the video would make my computer crash. It was just a disaster. 5-minute exports would literally take 5 hours. And anybody who knows videos knows that's not the case. It was an old Intel 2016 Mac, worst computer of all time. And so the only option was the audio only option. So I said, okay, if this is my only avenue, this is the only thing that I can upload and post, let's learn how to make good audio focused content, which got me down the realm of podcasting, which then went, oh, well, it's podcasting. Whatever I say I'm doing, at the end of the day, it's podcasting. It's not radio, it's not music, it's podcasting. So it started off with that. It was fun. It was enjoyable for me because I was always camera shy, and you didn't have to worry about being a camera. You could look all scrungy and look goofy and not worry about where your eyes are, or who talking into the camera, or focusing or lighting or whatever. And then that went into having guests on, and then that really kind of became what a podcast actually is. And then I guess I did one with you guys probably,
I think it was early last year, right?
Probably early last year, like within the last 2 years for sure. And it was a lot of fun. That was probably the best podcast that I had on guests with you guys. And from there, there was a good reception, and you guys had approached me and said you wanted to do something similar. And then one day we just kind of got the wheels turning, and here we are.
That's the reason why we decided to do this, because we got such good reception. Got a lot of messages, people coming in, and they loved it. So I was like, we could do this. But now, shout out Connor, man. He's the leader behind this thing, man. Me and Jazz would not know where to even start with all this. I'm looking around, looking at the cameras and the lights and stuff. Like, there's a lot of work that goes behind this, though. Attaboy, Connor.
I think the biggest glow up 2024 is Jazz in front of the camera. Much more comfortable.
You have no idea. This guy didn't want to do, when we first started, he didn't want to do demos. Now he's at demos. Didn't want to get in front of the cameras. Now he gets in front of the camera.
I told you, like I said, 2024. I looked in the mirror. I was like, who's this guy? Turned the light back on and shit. I was like, oh, damn, new Jazz.
This is the new Jazz.
New Jazz, yeah. I'm doing so good now in front of the camera. Connor's copying my fits, copying my position. Got to see it.
Like, exactly. It's like black on black on black, hats, beards, pillows.
I just want to be you, bro. I just want to be you.
One day, my son.
Fuck off.
This episode would not be possible without the help of locally BC owned small business, The Supplement House, as they've just launched their BC wide online store. So even if you're not in the Abbotsford or Lower Mainland area, you can still order your supplements at thesupplementhouse.ca. And this entire month, they're running a buy one, get one 50% off sale. So make sure you check them out. Yet again, thesupplementhouse.ca. Support a locally owned BC small business. Getting into question 3 from the haters. Love it.
Oh, we got a hater?
Absolutely.
It's sick. Let's hear it. Bring it on. These are the ones we want.
This is really from
Let's
me.
go. Let's go.
Who the hell do you think you guys are? That's the question.
Sorry, you watered that down a little bit, didn't you? But that's okay. Who do we think we are? That is true. Who the hell do we think we are? Honestly, I have no idea.
Just a bunch of everyday, normal, average motherfuckers.
Yeah, legit. Honestly, there's nothing special about us, to be completely honest with you. We just thought this was a good idea, so we decided to do it. You know what I mean? I talked about mental masturbation earlier, but
What?
mental masturbation, for those of you that have no idea what the hell that means, it's when you read things, you're constantly reading things, and you just talk about it, but there's no application. That's my answer. What the hell do you guys got?
Fuck, I don't even know what to say to that, man. We're just regular guys doing our thing in front of the camera talking.
But it's all good. I mean, you know, if you want to, I mean, you're still listening. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there must be something there if you're still listening. But if you're just listening to make fun of us, that's okay. You probably can't say anything about us that we don't already know. You know what I mean?
We got like 100 subscribers. I'm pretty sure half of friends or family aren't subscribing, so there's that. You know, I'm pretty sure like you put a little egg on a rock every day and you probably get over 100 subscribers.
You probably get a million.
And yeah.
Like, actually, by day 30, it's like, well, how did we get 5 million subscribers from Throne? We should actually do that. as a
Yeah,
study.
we might get a couple more, eh?
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
I think the only difference between people that are perceived as extraordinary and people that are perceived as just regular people is consistency in one craft over time. So we've always said before that we're trying to play the long game. Our goal is the long game. So when you say, who the hell are we? Well, right now it's
Connor, Jazz, and Karn.
Yeah, Connor, Jazz, and Karn. We
Not
can't
much, yeah.
really answer that question for you because we haven't reached our end result. Who's your dream guest? Question number 4. We're gonna go anybody in the world. Don't even worry about budget.
I listen to podcasts all the time. I say Joe Rogan.
That'd be a good one because
It's probably never gonna happen, but that'd be sick.
He's rarely like a guest. I think the only guest I've seen him be a guest on is
Like he's done so much. He has so much knowledge. It'd just be cool just talking to him.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like watching like a professional hockey player skate. Like it's so effortless to them that like that itself is like really amazing to watch them effortlessly be amazing.
That's tough. I mean, I feel like it's the easy answer is like Elon Musk, but I don't know. To be completely honest with you, that's just like famous people. But I'd be really down with just like Jazz having someone that already has like a pretty dope podcast, like having them come on ours. You know what I mean? So aside from Joe, which is obviously number one, I'd get like I'd love to have Alex Hormozy on, or Ed Milet, right? Or
But athlete. How about an athlete?
athlete, LeBron James, all day,
That'd be sick.
all day.
Not top 5.
Top one. Yes. Connor's too young. He can't even argue the Michael thing. I don't know what the hell he's nodding his head for. Yeah, we'll start that. Now we have some debate. Most points, most everything, whatever. 6 championships, yeah, whatever. Anyways.
No hockey
Next
player,
question. Oh, hockey player?
Right? No hockey
Oh,
player?
bro. Kevin Bieksa would be sick. But hockey player probably had to be Sid.
Yo, I was actually watching Sid's podcast with Spit and Chicklets when he did like way back yesterday night. That's a fucking beauty.
He's a beauty.
So I'd probably pick Ben Francis. If you don't know who he is the founder of Gymshark and is, I can't remember the exact specifics, but he was one of 2 billionaires under the age of 35 that didn't come from money and made his money himself in the world. And that itself is a crazy statistic. When you say you're a 2 and 8 billion or 9 billion statistic, like that's pretty crazy. And he seems like he has a really good head on his shoulders. Like he seems like if he had $100 or $100 billion in his bank account, he'd be the same person doing the same stuff. Athlete wise, I would have loved to have had Kobe. Obviously, unfortunately, can't do that. Either than Kobe, honestly, I think like obviously like the Michael Jordans and like all those guys would be really cool, but I think somebody like Dennis Rodman, where it's like you get like an unfiltered behind the scenes look
That'd be sick.
at like what they saw. And I know he's told a lot of stories before, But I think he would be a really cool person to have on.
What about time traveling back? Who would you guys do?
Oh, Winston Churchill, man. Guy is an absolute beauty. And last but not least, the fifth and final question from a young, inspiring entrepreneur. How do you start a business? 2024, endless routes you could go down. How do you start a business?
I mean, very broad question, but I'll do my best to answer it. Well, first and foremost, I would say is start with what you have. You know, if that makes sense. Like start with who you know, what resources you have, and just go from there. Because the thing is, like when you first start something, like you might get lucky, like Brent Francis, like Connor was talking about, and you might just hit it big with Gymshark. But before he started that, he was doing something else. Before we started Supplement House, I tried a lot of different things too, that I was all right at, but it would end up pivoting and doing something else. So if you start with something, like it'll ultimately lead you to the next thing and the next thing. One of our guests, who shall not be named, spoke a lot about sharpening his tools and pivoting onto the next thing and the next thing, and always trying to advance and get better at his career and put more things in his portfolio. So it's that, man. Like start with what you have, do something, because it'll ultimately lead to something else. On top of that, you got to be willing to take risks, man. Like, look at us. Like that person who asked, "Who the hell do you think you are?" Honestly, like we said, we have no idea, but we're trying it, right? And we'll see where it leads. If something good's come out of great, but if it doesn't, to be completely honest with you, man, we're all gonna get old one day. We're all gonna die. Sounds pretty dark right there, but it's the truth. We're all gonna get old. 10 years are gonna go by, and no one's really gonna remember that we did this thing if we choose to stop it, right? So, what's the opportunity cost there? It's nothing. It's honestly nothing. So just start something and start with the resources you have. Seen a lot of young guys washing cars and things like that. Start there. I don't know. You got baseball cards. I don't know. Do something, man.
Don't be afraid to fail in the business. That's the main thing that people like, oh, fuck, what if I do this and I fail? Just fucking go all in. Especially if you think about it all the time, that's the best feeling to have, right? And then you start applying that to your business or whatever you want to do. Say you want to start a business detailing and you're like, fuck, I like doing this, like cars looking clean. Just do it once and just make an ad on Instagram or whatever. Someone will hit you up, right?
Yeah, because more so it's not even about like when you first start, when you get into it, it's not even really about like the success. Not even like you got to kind of like separate yourself from the money and the business, if that makes sense, which is kind of like sound like I lost my goddamn mind when I say that, because it's like what's a business without money? I understand. But when you're starting as like a startup, or you're starting like, just doing like you're maybe providing a service, it really is about sharpening your tools. Like I was saying, it's about building your skill set, and that will ultimately lead to something else. Like who knows, you might get really good at something. Maybe if you're doing door-to-door sales, you might knock on the right door and someone might just be like, hey, you're really good at this. Why don't you come work for me? Crazier shit has happened. Honestly, we've gotten some pretty cool people that have come through our doors as well, from these out-of-town tournaments, and these people who are presidents of these hotel chains and these restaurant chains and things like that. Yeah, and like we were seeing, like, like the whole landscape of minor hockey changing, and those people coming in that are running it, and they have a lot of good things to say, and we speak with them, and they offer us a lot of advice, and honestly, that's helped us a lot too along our journey. And like Jazz was saying, don't be afraid to fail, man. Just apply, and you will get somewhere. But you can't be scared, man. You can't be scared about what people are going to say. Because I'll tell you what, like these 7 episodes, there might have been 700 people that legit just listen just to hate on you. But that's all right. Like we're not catered to you. So if you're listening to this right now and you're just here to just kind of, hate and say shit and send it, go ahead.
Got a question for you here, buddy. Yes, sir. Besides podcasting, is there anything else that you really want to do?
Or is you're just really want to make this thing big? Because like you said earlier, podcasting is one of your passions.
Comfy clothing, and that's literally it. Well, the first business idea I've ever had in the past like 5 years or something that's been somewhat reasonable is a clothing line. So I'm a pretty thick lad, the proportions are tough, and it's tough to find pants that fit. And Lululemon's good and all, but I don't really want to be spending $180 on each pair of pants I buy. So comfy clothing, like comfy t-shirts, pants, hoodies, good quality cotton, not polyester. And that's honestly like, if I had $1 million, I'd like start that like tomorrow. Now, I have no expertise in manufacturing clothes. I have no expertise in distributing clothes. I have no expertise in size and clothes whatsoever, but that's something you can learn. Everything that you guys do now, you guys learn.
Yeah.
Everything when it comes to the podcast and stuff, I had to learn as well. So if I had to choose any business, yeah, it's probably clothes.
And before we end this off, Chiefs or Niners?
Lions. I would say Niners. I mean, you're in Vegas. You're right next to San Fran. And, I mean, how do you not win when you have Christian McCaffrey on your team? And that's a tough one.
How about you, Chiefs or Niners?
I want the Niners to win, but I think the Chiefs are going to take it. They had a much more difficult route to get to the Super Bowl. And honestly, I just think they're rolling, man. They're going to take it. I don't want them to, but
It's hard to go up against that Taylor Swift effect.
that too.
I'm going Chiefs. I don't like the Niners. That's pretty much it.
You like the Chiefs?
I'd rather go for Chiefs than Niners. That's the only reason. How do you really hate a team that's good? You know what I mean?
It's top two. Honestly, you can hate them, but you got to respect them. I respect them. I don't like them, but I respect them.
They
It's
lost-
like the
they
whole thing
lost
with Tom
Tyreek
Brady.
Hill and they won, and now they're still out
Yeah.
here somehow rocking it.
Rolling, man. Like, they beat the Bills. They beat the Ravens.
But I'm a Bengals fan, even though they limited the Bengals a couple years ago. But
Yeah, it's tough. You have one of the best tight ends in the league. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You have one of the best coaches. And then you have great O-line and D-line. And
yeah,
it's
their
just-
D-line's actually really good now.
Like,
too,
it's
so that's making a big difference.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, the whole team is good. It's not just you have a stellar quarterback or, oh, you have a really good receiver or tight end or whatever. It's the whole team is good.
I think they got some Canadians on that team, too. So
Shout out to the Canadian NFL.
I know,
NFL
and I
players.
know everybody's rooting for the Niners right now, so it's good to be for the Chiefs,
Yeah.
you know. But on that note, enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy this podcast. Stay good.
be good.
Whatever Ricardo said.